Hello, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. I've got the same deck of cards here, so I've been really giving them a mad shuffle in the little bit of a break between readings, so I can use the same deck. I hope you all had a lovely break. I hope for those who celebrated Christmas that you had a beautiful time, and I hope for everyone you got to catch up with family and friends. And you had, you know, the kind of Christmas that was right for you. All right. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands coming through. Now, the Nine of Wands is the card of the wounded warrior. It means that you've encountered something so many times that you are over trying to work your way through something. Sometimes it can mean that you've built your boundaries too high, that you are holding high boundaries because of your past pain. What it says to me, moreover, is that you are realizing in the 9 energy that you're about to come to the end of battling something. It could be battling a cycle or pattern that you've been going through, but you're sort of coming to the end of that, which is good. Yeah, there's a brand new start here with the Fool. So there is something here that you have completed, some sort of karmic energy, some sort of karmic cycle here. Now that's going to be different for a lot of people, but I feel like whatever this was you were repeating was causing you pain and unhappiness. And I feel like now you're putting it on the back burner. There is something here being gifted to you by the divine. And very often when we're talking about being gifted for something, we're saying that the universe is recognizing here that you've put in the work that you needed to. You've started to understand yourself, how you've been doing things and how you need to do differently. And this to me is a beautiful energy of the universe gifting you with something to move you forward. There is forward movement here to the 10. Oh my goodness, that is really beautiful. The Page of Wands is the card that I see that makes the difference between the 9 and the 10 energy. So that means there is some sort of communication here, especially with that Page of Pentacles, that's going to help you move forward on something and see something in a very different light, and then you will move forward. So it's beautiful energy. So it sort of seems to me that there's been something that perhaps you've been working on or haven't been recognizing. So it could be that, you know, we've been, as readers, saying you're closing out a pattern or you're finishing something up. Maybe you haven't been able to see it up until this point. Maybe somehow or another you've got stuck in that 8 of Swords energy where you've been, you know, blindfolded or closed to whatever it was. But that energy here that's coming through says to me that you're going to see something for the first time. Now, it could be that something is being presented to you, something is being spoken to you, or you could even have a conversation with somebody and come up with some sort of answer here that shows you what you've been doing up until a certain point. But when you're really stuck in the 8 of Swords energy, sometimes you're so stuck in the mentality of what is that you don't see the potential. You don't see what's in front of you. You're so blinded to what is possible. So it could be something just like, you know, not seeing your own beauty or not seeing your own value. It could be something more like an actual pattern you're repeating. We all do that. We all do that. And sometimes it's really hard to get out of those things. You know, you have to work with a lot of the energies, the triggers, the mindsets, the stuckness that you feel in order to move forward. And I feel like this is the universe saying here that you're going to be able to see for yourself what is happening, and something through a communication will take you from the 9 to the 10 and put you back onto the path of where you are going. All right. Oh, phew. Well, there we go. Hit with the Tower. Now, I always say with the Tower that the Tower comes in when we've been poked so many times and we're not seeing something or we're ignoring it. You know, this, we can all relate to this energy, you know, where you see something about to happen, but you ignore it. Good example. And I talk about this one because it's the one thing in my life that has always rung true with me. When I was working in bar work, we used to clean the tables, and of course with the big schooner glasses, we used to carry them over our shoulder, and we just keep putting the glasses in till you couldn't reach to put the last glass in. And I was being like, trying to, as I do, I have always had this energy of what people have called rip, shit and bust, you know, like trying to save time, trying to carry 2 bags and 1 breaks, trying to, you know, force myself to do things that really and truly are something I shouldn't consider. But this particular time, I went, you know, 1 glass, save me coming back. There's 1 glass on the table. It will save me coming back. So I've reached out and put that last glass in, which took a little bit of effort because it was quite a long way back. And I remember thinking, as soon as you put this glass in, you're going to be in trouble. The feeling was so strong. And I remember thinking, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. Put the glass in. And as I put the glass in, I heard the crack, 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 crack of all glasses that were over the back of my shoulder. So I wonder with the Tower, how many times you get the message through and you ignore it. And when it happens, you go, oh, I knew that. I knew that would happen. I knew it, but I didn't listen. So I'm feeling here that something has been shown to you and you've seen it, but you've ignored it. Perhaps you've gone, you know, well, that's just the way I am, because people do that all the time. I can't change. If that's the way you're thinking, I feel like the universe is about to show you here that you can, and you will look back and go, I knew that would happen. So definitely something coming through with this Tower here. Okay, we have the Hierophant coming through. Wow, that is really, really potent energy right there. There is something you have been doing up until now that you have been doing in some way, shape or form that has not served you at all. In fact, it's completely done the opposite. It's probably created a lot of havoc in your life. But because you've believed that it needed to be done the way it was done, there is an energy here that you are going to see the difference when it's done in a very different way. Because the Hierophant says to me, somehow or another, there is something that you have believed in some sort of traditional sense. So it's been something that you've always believed. You've always thought was true. And somehow or another, this is being collapsed. It's being collapsed and it's being changed because it really doesn't serve you. I see this Hierophant with his hand up towards the Tower there. Something that you have believed for so long is about to be shown that absolutely you were looking at this in the wrong way. All right, lack mentality. And the High Priestess. So I have the High Priest and the High Priestess flanking this 5 of Pentacles with the Tower energy. Have a look at it. There is a belief or a system here that you have been carrying for such a long time. It's become part of who you are. And it's caused you so much pain and suffering in this 5 of Pentacles that you've always felt somehow or another this was what was rather than what is. And the High Priestess is about to be shown to you here that is going to show you that what was or what is or what you thought it was is not true. You're going to see it very differently. You're going to see it very differently. Now, the 5 of Pentacles for me is the card of being left out in the cold. It's a card of spiritual emptiness. It's a card of no fulfillment. It's a card that makes you feel like nobody cares, you're invisible, whatever. That's the sort of energy that comes through with the 5 of Pentacles. It's like you feel detached and like you don't belong. And I feel that somehow or another, this is always the way you've seen things. It may not be that deep for you. It may be something smaller but aligned with that. Like I don't matter. If I wasn't here, it wouldn't matter. That sort of energy. And I'm very drawn to the black in the cards today. So I'm feeling like here, there is a part of you that lives in this dark space within you that makes you feel like somehow or another, that's who you are. It's really interesting energy. Something is changing here because it's creating this energy of sabotage within you. You know, when you're feeling like this, when you're feeling in this energy, this sort of dark place, sometimes you condition yourself, and it came through with that Carl Jung statement in that card for the What's Cracking reading. Sometimes when you harbor a thought, that is what manifests for you. So if it keeps manifesting in that way, there is some sort of energy within this tower that says to me, you are manifesting something you believe that isn't true. Okay, so I have the Chariot coming through here with the Wheel of Fortune. All major arcanas here. The Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune say to me that somehow or another you have been in a place. You have been in a place of belief for such a long time. And the universe is freeing you up here with the Wheel of Fortune. There's an opportunity here for you to move forward from this place, whatever it is for you. It's a really dark reading, actually. We have the Death card, of course we do. So 8 cards on the table, and 6 of them are major arcana. And the other 2 for me, the 7 of Swords with the 5 of Pentacles, makes me feel like you've been doing this for so long, it's part of who you are. Or you think it's part of who you are. It could be something like you feel unlovable, or that nobody could ever love you, or you may feel incomplete. But you're incomplete. I've got a really good example of this. My daughter, when she was about 14 years old, I sort of kept watching her watching television, and she would always squint at the television. And I thought, she's got through to 14. Why is it that I've never been told? She's had eye tests at school, and I've never been told there's anything wrong with her eyes. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take her to have her eyes tested. And when the guy came out and said, she needs glasses, I was like, what, you mean for reading? And he went, no, she needs glasses all the time. Anyway, so he gave her glasses, and when she came out, she said to me, Mum, I didn't realise people were so clear. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, I've always seen people as fuzzy. And she said, until I put those glasses on, I didn't realise people had clear faces like they do. Oh, as a mother, I was absolutely devastated. Like, I thought she'd been living like that for such a long time. But it had become her world. She'd never seen anything any differently. So for her, people's faces were blurry. And that poor kid, 14 years old, went from no glasses to completely wearing glasses. And I said to her, did they not test your eyes at school? And she said, yes. And I was like, well, when my son had his eye test, they let me know, but they never did with her. Which is crazy, really. I don't know how it fell over. But you can understand that if you've seen things a certain way for so long, you may just think that's the way the world is. You may not understand, especially with this 7 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, that perhaps things are completely different to what you thought they were. But there is something here that's going to wake you up to this. And everybody's been talking about this at the moment. There's some sort of change coming through in the universe. And it's going to be a huge transformation. Because with the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune, there is a huge move forward here. It's like everything just falls into place. All right, 3 of Pentacles coming through with the 8 of Swords, which is exactly where the What's Cracking reading started. So for those who ask me, should you watch the bonus read or the What's Cracking reading first? I would say to you the What's Cracking reading, because the bonus very often backs up the What's Cracking reading. But at times I get this complete swing, like I've gone in to do a clarification of the What's Cracking reading so you understand what the What's Cracking reading means. There is something here that is keeping you trapped. Now just keep in mind here, the cards I have here that aren't major arcanas are the 3 of Pentacles, which tells me this is part of your unraveling, part of your life soul's purpose, your life soul's journey. The 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords tells me you've been tricking yourself for so long. You have held yourself in place of something which is so not real. There is a transformation about to occur where you are taken from this traditional belief about yourself through to some bright new understanding with this Tower that is going to push you forward with the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune. But you see, I feel like I'm speaking to people that have absolutely no idea of what's been holding them back. And there's just huge forward movement here. All right, let's have a quick run through. So 9 of Wands. So some pattern you're repeating here is about to take a leap. You're moving away from it. Something is about to be shown to you. Now, I feel this could be 8 days or 8 weeks here. And you are going to put down this burden. This one wand between the 9 and the 10 is about to be given to you here. Now, I feel like it's coming from the universe somehow, because I have you seeing things in a very different perspective here. And look how future focused you are. There looks like it's opening up a world of opportunities that you've kept within through some sort of learning or some sort of bondage you've had to the way you've seen things. Now, if you've had a tough upbringing and you always believed, for example, you couldn't get to where you wanted to because you didn't have what it took, maybe you've believed that so strongly and never tried. Whatever it is here, you are starting to see things in a very different way moving forward. It almost feels like it's a gift from the universe. Okay, 2 of Swords coming through with the King of Wands in reverse and the 3 of Swords, which is quite interesting because that card came up right at the beginning of the What's Cracking reading. So I feel like you need to sit with this reading and go back to the What's Cracking reading. I feel like somehow or another, this King of Wands may be a person for you, a Leo, Sag or Aries. But I actually don't feel that it is a person in this energy. It feels like to me that maybe you've never understood your own passions or your own drives. Maybe you've never really known yourself or really never known who you were or your potential with this King of Wands. Because the King of Wands talks of leadership, power. And I feel like somehow or another, you've always felt that you were destined for maybe heartbreak or hurt and pain. And maybe you've lived your life through the eyes of that rather than the eyes of the leader that you were meant to be. All right, let's just get some starseed energy from that. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Okay, what is this about? The Pleiadians are our cosmic cousins. They're here to remind us it's never too late to learn new things and change the future. You are being called to be a visionary for the planet, to take a breath, shake off what you've been taught about the world and hold a new vision for humanity. Don't you love spirit? You likely a natural big picture thinker, here to generate ideas for the future, here to birth a new age and dream a new world into being. The future will be woven by dream makers like you, by those who have enough courage to question the way things have been and envision new possibilities for the planet. I feel like here what they're saying to you is you're being called to be a leader of the future, to hold a clear vision of what's possible, to trust that vision and follow it through with daily action, to dream a new world into being, to hold your mind open and try not to worry about what others think. For it takes great courage to pave a new path, to trust a vision before it's a reality. I feel like for some of you here, that there is something that you were born to do that somehow or another you've never done, but it calls to you. It may call to you. For others of you, I feel like you're absolutely blind to your own potential, but it's about to be shown. What a beautiful reading. Thank you, everyone. Have a happy new year.